Hey everybody, welcome back to Superman Crypto, your host Superman in the house. And here we're going to get into TitanX again on another update as we've got some big payouts coming up in January. And then, of course, that's going to supercharge the ecosystem. We may even have the hyper white paper out any day now, so that's going to be fun too. Could be absolutely FOMO during this really quiet period, obviously the holiday period at the moment. So we've got some pretty big payouts here. The 8-day, of course, is looking pretty juicy. That's coming out in what, just over a day away. That's going to be paid out, and I don't know, might hit 700,000 US dollars, something like that. And at the moment, looking pretty good at 623,000 US dollars, 276 ETH for the 8-day payout. That's for you stakers out there. Now, the 28-day payout is what's coming up pretty soon. Looking amazing. Let's jump over to the TitanX chart at the moment. Obviously, we've come off this peak of 4 zeros, 1400. We're down here at 5 zeros, 2,600 at the moment, and it's just humming along here at the moment. We got the 8-day coming up, as I say. That is a tomorrow payday. It's going to be pretty fun at the end of the day. And, of course, that is looking pretty juicy at day 72. Of course, that's coming out. Going to be a lot of fun, so really cool. But, hey, look, we've got the big days coming up, the 28-day, and you can see that on the chart here, the 28-day and the 90, plus a couple of 8 days in as well. It's going to be so much fun. Now, this 8-day is going to be real supercharged. It's going to benefit from the 28-day, and so will the 8-day after the 90 days. So that's going to be fun too to see that play out. Really, really cool. So some big money in store. And let's see how big the 28-day at 50% the way through is 2.3 million. I don't know. Are we going to get to maybe 5 million plus that day? It's going to be pretty awesome. We always have a ramp up there, just like we did with the last double-day payout. And, of course, we may get some big numbers ramping up in the 28-day. We've got 2 weeks to go until day 84. Remember, day 84 is also the day when miners get down to 6 million on the base rate. So that's going to be fun to see there too. The other one, of course, we've got the 90-day payout coming up, $5 million at the moment, 78% the way through there. Are we going to get to something like, I don't know, $6 to $7 million on that? Looking pretty juicy. And, of course, combined, that's some massive mega payouts. We could be getting close to $10 million on these combined payouts if it keeps rallying up towards the end. We've still got a long way to go. 2 weeks and 3 weeks to go for these payments. And you can see those on the map here, 28 and 90-day plus a couple of 8 days in between. These 8 days will get supercharged from the 28-day and the 90-day rally, which is going to be pretty cool. So we've got the quiet period on at the moment. You can see that reflecting in the price. We've got a more modest 8-day, but still pretty juicy. And so we're going to see how we get on leading up into that. And, of course, we get the hyper white paper out in here as well. That's going to supercharge things as well. People may not be selling down so much, and we may get this price going up to the upside. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. So big payouts. That's going to stimulate a lot more staking. And so let's go to the TitanX dashboard by Mike. We can see that the 28-day is only 14 days away. The 8-day is less than 2 days. We're just over a day now. And, of course, the 9-day there, 3 weeks to go. So 2 weeks and 3 weeks. This is a win really going to spur on a lot of excitement. It's going to be fun to see that play out. Now, let's check out the map of inflation coming up at the moment for the miners. We can see here on the 30-day that we have got a high miner day today. So there's a lot of mints today. 940 billion TitanX coming out today. Maybe the low in the chart, right? The low in the chart that we're seeing at the moment. At 2,600. What do we got coming up after that, of course? We actually get less coming out. So 800 billion goes down to 752 and then down to 683 there as well. So we may get some price lift moving into here, especially if we get the hyper white paper out. That'd be pretty exciting coming into the 9th of January. Then, of course, we get a bit more rise, a bit more up and down in the inflation through to day 78, which is the 13th of January. And I think maybe the last day to possibly get a really good price it could be the 15th. It's going to be interesting to see how much of that stakes. We know that there's an increased propensity to stake. We saw that in the double payout. I have those hard numbers on a spreadsheet. And so this could be the last day to get a really good staking boost. Now, obviously, coming into the 18th for the 28-day, we've got a massive 2.67 trillion at the moment. That's going to go up with, obviously, T-ranks over this period. It'll be modest, but it'll still go up. And then, of course, the 28-day payout. Then followed by the 9-day payout, we've got almost 2 trillion coming out there, plus a couple of big candles around them. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I suspect a lot of this will get staked, particularly on this side of the 28 payout. That's going to flow in through the next 8-day payout and, of course, into the 90-day payout, lifting those rewards as well. People are trying to capture inflation. They want a lot of people are less likely to sell, especially if we get the hyper white paper out here, and that's going to be fun. So we've got some spectacular action coming up, and it's 2 to 3 weeks away. But it's going to start before that, of course, probably in this zone where we got this big candle on the 15th. Like I say, maybe the last time to get a really, really cheap, if you believe. And as we saw in the last time of this, we had a high propensity to stake. And of course, maybe some people hold liquid for any hyper project that may come out probably February, second half of February is my guess at this stage, based on information we've seen. So that's pretty exciting at the moment. We've got some pretty mean metrics at the moment. We've been obviously seen a drop off in the ETH go through the miners, but that's a little reprieve. Honestly, there's going to be a little reprieve. The excitement's going to start growing probably in a week or so, and this ETH going to start rallying up there. But yesterday we saw 333 ETH. Previous day we saw 550, which is a pretty good day with any day over 500, in my opinion. Now, obviously, that's going to be fun to see play out. In terms of mining, yesterday we saw about 670 billion come out on day 70. Remember, people have a week's grace period to claim before they start getting penalized, and so on. So there we are. All right, what are we expecting today? Of course, we're expecting 980 billion on day 71. So let's see how we go. So that's some of the summary numbers there. We've got some pretty good records though. 45,000 ETH has gone through the system. Pretty insane in the membrane, really. And we've got unique addresses, 12,674. Pretty cool. Day 70 since launch. So still early, really still early. And we're in this holiday quiet period. Pretty crazy. Now we do have a new dashboard as well. This is from Cyber Diviners. This is pretty amazing. You can find this in our Discord and our strategy club. Links in the video to join. It's $35 a month. And man, we're crushing it with the alpha there and the strategy. Really, we've got all the insights in there. You definitely got to get in there if you want to be leading the pack. That's all I can say. Now, we've got these cool charts in here. Man, oh man, oh man. Net inflation in USD and net inflation in TitanX by day source. Fantastic chart. And this is the chart that a lot of people have been waiting for. And we can see with the black dots there, daily inflation is the black dots. You can see sometimes they're inflationary, sometimes they're deflationary. We should probably reasonably expect over time, especially leading into February, to see a lot more deflationary days as opposed to inflationary days as hyper takes its impact. So it's going to be fun to see. Now, obviously, the rolling net inflation, basically the aggregated number, you can see that climbing up here. So when we had all these negative days, the accumulator was going negative. So we had deflation, and then we've obviously had inflation at the moment as we are in that early inflation period in January, and we all knew that was coming, right? But like I say, the big payouts, maybe we'll get to $10 million for that 28 and 90-day payout. It's a pretty big deal. And a lot of people will probably recycle and hold liquid for hyper and stuff like that. So pretty exciting with these metrics. So check out that. That's pretty cool. There's lots of other cool charts in here. I'm not going to go through all of them today. ROI charts are pretty interesting too. You can definitely check that based on how long you decide to mine. So some cool stuff happening in there. Let's jump over to the miner at the moment. At the moment to mine, at the base rate is 6,280,000. Like I say, by the time we get to the 28-day payout, which is up here on the 28-day payout here, the 18th of January, this number is expected to be 6 million. So that's pretty crazy as well. And the early adoption outfly slightly goes down as well per day, taking that into account. So yeah, getting inflation in the future, grabbing it, capturing it, it's going to get harder, and especially as the cost goes up as well. So we're at 0.2113. That's going up every day. But the big thing is that base rate that is going against you 25,000 a day, which is a pretty big deal. So definitely at the moment, given the current price at 2,600, we've got a 7.3x at the moment on max minus. And of course, October's opened up, and October is opening up a new territory in terms of some of the big payouts that are expected to come up. So it's going to be fun to see that. All right, what else we got here? We've got a few other things. So obviously, people are going to be looking to stake and grab some nice little TitanX to do that. And I think, like I say, I think maybe the stake here, maybe the last opportunity, the 15th. We'll see whether the 83 offers, day 83 offers up anything. Obviously, there's a lot of TitanX, but maybe we'll have a high propensity to stake in here as well. So, and hold liquid and not sell for hyper. We'll see how we go. We need to wait for that hyper news to add into that FOMO of not selling. All right, that is the play there at the moment. Now, obviously, the other thing, of course, is that these payouts are a big deal. Get out and spread the word, of course. This is what these protocols are all about. And, of course, the big numbers help you to attract a lot of people. The buy and burn at the moment is at 17.8 million That has gone down obviously below 8,000. We're at 7,888. Like I say, that's expected to happen. We are in this lull period at the moment. And of course, we have these higher inflation periods that we're going to go through, particularly January, right? But fortunately and excitingly, we have the 28-day and the 90-day payout plus 3 8 days on in between to help really bring on the FOMO. It's going to be exciting. And then, of course, we get the hyper white paper out. It's going to be super, super duper exciting. And this will refill, as my guess. And, of course, I'm expecting that to go up over time as we get deflation on the supply and increased buy and burn balance and bullishness from that. It's going to be pretty amazing. And, of course, then we could start getting up price appreciation, move out of the $5 to $10 million market cap range as well that you can see. So that's pretty exciting on that one. And the stats at the moment, we've got sitting around 5.5% liquid, 1.1 trillion liquid there, 4.7 trillion staked, and a massive 9.5 trillion burned, almost up to that magical 10 trillion, $25 million burned. Can you believe that? LP fees burning away as well. So it's going to be fun to see how that plays out. So that's some of the highlights there. And of course, we can't wait until hyper and the burn pool sets up. And then, of course, allocated into that will be 7% of the buy and burn. And that would be turned into a reward pool for 28 days. Whoever burns for hyper, obviously it's hyper new, hyper old. We're going to see how liquid and staked final gamification comes out with the white paper. It's going to be pretty cool. And of course, people will want to chase down these rewards inside of the new hyper. It's going to be fun to see that play out. So some pretty exciting stuff happening here. And here on Titan Watch, of course, we've got all the summaries at the moment. Looks like about 182K has gone to staking rewards, so on a lower day today, but we expected that at this particular time. It really is an opportunity to pick up a lot of TitanX for staking and stuff like that. And of course, the amount speak on staking there too. We're getting some good user numbers, still 82, and the charts here are being pretty popular, seeing the growth in the ecosystem. And of course, just the network effect's really important. Just get out there and spread the word. That's what we'd say. I love this daily inflation as well. We saw the chart that we saw earlier on the new TitanX Dashboard. But at the moment, we're 161,000 inflationary for today on the 24-hour basis. Really is pretty neat there. So that's pretty much a summary at the moment. Like I say, people are doing a lot of stuff on the long-term horizon. We've got all these high inflation period in January. February, of course, we've got a double payout on the 15th. And then maybe hyper launches in the second half. Obviously, there's possibly up to another 10 projects. Some of them are varying quality, so do be critical about which project you decide to participate in. And of course, we've got obviously opening up. October now is open for max mining out there too. And there's opportunities with all the big paydays coming in October now open up for people to max mine. So some cool stuff happening in there. And of course, we may be a very, very exciting future for everybody to get participation in whatever strategy you have. Now, if you want to talk about strategies, which is something I talk about in our Discord and the strategy club, then join up. We're here really leading the pack in terms of insights and strategy in there. And so join up today. Pretty good value too, $35 a month. And you get all the alpha on strategies, which is pretty cool. We've pretty much been front running on a lot of those things, and you don't want to miss out on that. Hope you guys enjoyed that update today. And of course, I'll catch you again in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and leave your comments in the chat. Really do appreciate all your feedback. And what strategies are you doing for TitanX moving forward? You're excited for hyper, all that good stuff. Let us know.